Berner Music exclusive.
I grew up like a savage.
Who do? No,
1 2 1 2. You now rocking with the No Vultures podcast. You got me, myself, Lord Rab. You got OG Clee going on a vacation. Free OG Clee.
Come on, Clay.
You know what I'm saying? Let that man out that can. You know what I'm saying? And today we got a very, very, very special guest. Now, this guest is, in my opinion, already becoming a legend in the Bay Area for sure. He's going to be a legend in the entire world. I'm telling you this. We don't got to predict it. We just know it's going to happen, right? But this dude is a 3-in-1. So, you know what I'm saying? We got Jordan Gomes here. You know what I'm saying? And we have Nigel Standings here. You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
We have an actor. We have a activist.
Suave.
We have a very inspirational and positive person. We have a motivational person when it comes to working out. You see this guy all over the Bay Area. You've been seeing him now inside of NFL stadiums,
Baby.
right? That's a different type of level of the game. Man, we got Stunnaman 02 in this motherfucker right now,
here,
man.
Thank you for the excellent entrance. I wouldn't say I'm an activist. I just be there with my name called.
Yeah, I have. Since I believe sometimes people like us or you or other people work on a higher wavelength, I might dumb it down and take the blue pill, red pill, depending on what situation we in, and call you an activist, even though you are much more, so they can understand the things you do. Like, you know, in layman's terms, this nigga be standing on the bridge and shit, bro. He be, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, we in Oakland though, you know, they be taking both pills. You know,
both pills.
You gotta be careful.
How you doing, Stunner, man?
I'm thriving. Life is beautiful. Everything's amazing. The universe is working for me, not against me, and I'm just pushing and not pushing against it, but pushing with it. So
yes, sir.
It's making a huge impact.
Yes, sir.
So you're progressing through this pandemic.
Oh yeah,
it ain't slowing you down.
It took some time to figure out. At the beginning of the pandemic, I was like everybody else, eating and smoking weed, but then I was getting fat, getting thrown off. Not fat, I was getting out of shape. There's nothing wrong with being fat, as long as my mind is big. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I wasn't vibrating how I needed to be. So you feel me? I got it together, and from constantly pushing consistently, you feel me? We here now. I'm on No Vultures.
Yes, sir.
With some kings, real quick. Some guys.
Believe that, man. So, man, how can we start, man? Where can we start? Can we start at Can we start in the early years in Fillmoe?
Oh yeah,
but
best neighborhood in the world.
Best neighborhood in the world, and I hear that from all the Fillmoe members and people outside of Fillmoe. I know personally that it's a very great neighborhood. I had a lot of activities there myself.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying, which I enjoy, illicit and otherwise. You know what I'm saying.
We're not gonna talk about that.
No, we not. No, we not. But
I love Hunters Point too, though.
Yes. We gonna get to that too, because I'm familiar with that. You moved at about 9 years old. You got about 11 years old. Yeah.
But we was over there all our lives.
Over there, and so
that was good. I like that.
You like that?
Yeah. In our world gonna have somebody run for his money.
Right. So in Hunters Point, in Fillmoe, which you have been dubbing it as Fillmore.
Yeah, because you got to. That's the name.
You got to feel more.
That's what it's about.
Yes, and you also is that intentional in like also helping your neighborhood get another identity outside of what it's been known for in a negative aspect?
Yeah, definitely. I feel it is. Gunna Goes Global, he came to me with the idea, like, man, we got to make this joint project. He was saying, because I feel like we two intellectual brothers, he was like, man, we got to get on this wavelength. Everybody else is on. Let's give them what they want. And in turn, that means let's give them what they feel. You know, in turn, it's like we say it's a kind of Trojan horse when we make music.
Okay.
We give you what you want to hear, but we encode it with things that you need to hear and feel. So, you know, when you do that, not only with the project, just the neighborhood in general, when you're in that neighborhood, the electricity is different. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
It's magnetized, and they make you be like, dang. I remember I used to come out the house like 15 years old, and the air used to hit different. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, ooh, I'm loving this.
Yeah, man. I love Fillmoe. I love everything about that neighborhood because for me, I love everything about black neighborhoods.
Facts.
Period. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I ain't with I used to frequent there when I was young, going there with my peoples, and then also coming back, as an adult, doing different things. But even something like going to Marcus Books. Yeah. If I go to Oakland and they didn't have it, I'll go over there. You might catch me over there buying. And which I wish they would have made a landmark.
Man, they should have. That's the one that was by Extreme Pizza, right?
Man. Yeah, I just didn't get it. Like,
we're gonna buy it back.
Yeah,
it's
we
coming.
got to. We got to.
Coming for sure.
We got to, man. So growing up in your neighborhood, what was like the soundtrack to your life? Like, what did you hear?
That's an excellent question.
Yeah, like what did you hear coming out of cars, and what was inspiring to y'all? Like when you was just coming out with your partners.
Me, I was like eclectic. I didn't really listen to rap music until I was like 7 years old.
Okay.
So for me, it was like typical classics like RBL Posse. You heard that a lot. I don't know why, but that always stuck in my head.
Yeah.
RBL Posse for sure. But I like different type of music. Me personally.
Okay.
I like Michael Jackson. I had started coming on to right before they really blew up, Andre 3000 and Big Boy.
Okay.
So kind of like I believe it's called the Dungeon Crew. You feel me?
Yeah.
So when they was
Dungeon Family.
Dungeon Family. You feel me? So I didn't know what it was, but I heard it and I'm like, oh, I like this. This is dope. And like other than that, it was just kind of like alternative pop music. I was kind of into it real young. I feel like I still had my innocence and I wasn't really taking in what the neighborhood was doing. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was in the thick of it, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I was looking at things from a different perspective.
That explains a lot because some of your early rap videos, which we're gonna get to when I saw you had the shortcut, the short fro, the Martin Luther King fro.
Yeah.
Right. You rap over different things that we typically for our area. You got to be like an MC to rap over. Whether it was like I don't know if I seen you rapping over like Shook Ones, Mobb Deep, or like some, but it was some deep hip hop shit, like
Nas,
right, Nas, like and shit like that, right?
Yeah, I'm happy you said it. Yeah, Biggie, I definitely used to listen to that. I just had one. Definitely, of course, the big names, Biggie and Tupac, but I was more so like listening to like R&B too, like really like this might sound weird. My mom every night she'll sing or play Silent Night. She was playing Isley Brothers because I grew up in the house with my grandma. Okay, so it was like in my mom's it was like a lot of Mary J. There you go, Mary J. Blige, Blackstreet. 112 started hitting, but it was a lot of R&B. I'm gonna keep it real. I can't tell you what rap music I really listened to till I was like 8 years old. Till I heard, for real, this might sound cliche, but till I heard Mac Dre for real, like when I was 7 or 8. But growing up, it was always movies for me. I could tell you every single movies from like Independence Day to Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. Friday, South Central the movie, Menace to Society. Like I was watching all of those. I watched when Snoop Dogg made that Doggy Style movie or video. You know what I'm saying? I was watching that. My mom, she'll be hot now, but my grandma, she turned me on all of this. She was watching Vampire in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Tales of the Hood. But that was like my real first thing in media where I was like, okay, I'm glued in. It wasn't necessarily music. But music-wise, it was like R&B or whatnot.
That's crazy because so even when you are explaining your taste in television or entertainment and movies, you can see that in your character though.
For sure.
You can see that because I'm pretty much like a movie buff myself. Like I love film, TV, videos, all that shit. Like you know what I'm saying? I like going extreme. That's why we had that conversation off camera. Like I say shit like that all the time. It just come to me.
Like, I already know.
Man, you should do it. You know what I'm saying? Like in my mind, I think all that shit is brilliant.
You a genius. That's normal.
So man, thank you, man. So now was your life like most of us growing up in urban areas? I mean, are you running into? You said you grew up with your mom and grandma. Was it drugs around a lot, like in the neighborhood and shit?
So my grandma, she moved. My whole family's from Rhode Island. I'm the first person born in the Bay Area.
Oh shit!
From
Rhode Island?
Yeah, my mom's side, they from Providence, Rhode Island, and my dad's from Hemingway, South Carolina. So they all feel me. I'm foreign. This is like foreign to my roots. You know what I mean? So
East Coast Southern roots.
Yeah, definitely for sure. So that's why like even the sound I be liking that a lot. Like I feel like the beats come from being in the South, and then me really listen to the lyrics and stuff come from kind of like the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? So even within that, my grandma and grandpa, they just lived like one of them lives where like they was doing everything wrong. Like my grandpa, he was a pimp and he was a heroin addict, and then my grandma, she escaped that, came over here, moved to San Jose, and she ended up after breaking away, she ended up selling cocaine, snorting cocaine, then crackhead. Feel me? She became a crackhead. Then that trickled down to my uncle. He was on drugs too. You know what I'm saying? So feel me? That was in the family, and I feel like because of that, just hearing that from my grandma, seeing it from my uncle, it made me be like, oh, I don't even want to go down that route. Alcoholic, all of that. Man. But then I'm talking about every single soul. I grew up on Hay Street, with what they call Pay Street, 400 block. Mm-hmm. I live in the one house that's on the block that's not connected to the projects. Okay. Like I used to have to climb through like a fence to get to the projects, but it's still on the block. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they knocked them down. As soon as it came back, when I just remember every time I came outside from when I was like born to like when gentrification really hit, it's like at least 5 to 10 dudes at minimum in front of my house. Right. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I grew up on Hay Street. That's a hot block. Yeah. You feel me? Berner just dropped a dope video with my song in it, and he talking about the weed that gets sold on there. Okay. But Hay Street is one of the few blocks that goes from right in the beginning of downtown Market Street all the way up to Golden Gate Park. To the park. So at the bottom part, you got everybody that's downtown, and at the top part, you got all the hippies. Right. This is one of the only streets that has that. So what do you think people are doing going back and forth? You feel me? The hippies are like, ooh, I want to go down here and get this. Feel me? I need some this type of drug. And people from downtown coming here. So Hay Street.
Plus Big Rich and them up the street. Man, they tripping in the Banneker's.
Nah, you know.
And then LeBron them over there. I just seen them mop somebody. I'm not trying to go over there. Man, but I'm going to go right here and get back out of here.
Man, it's to a certain degree. I don't know about territory type stuff, but I know everybody was winning back then. Fillmoe was different. It was vibrant. It was like you would come outside and everybody just be juice. You know what I'm saying? Right. It was like a different type. It was like you was constantly in your fight or flight. You know what I mean? You always on 10. Like you always not on edge necessarily, but you always ready. So you know it was a lot going on there. Definitely a lot of drug selling. You know what I'm saying?